Imagine yourself as a cat walking in a sea of pants. Hi, Chris Carr here. Another scratch request on Reddit. The request was make 100,000 clones show up without lag. Make them hide and come back. So I made the clones pants because that was just a random thing that came up, and I have 100,000 in memory but not on the screen. The number of actual clones on the screen you can display at once is 300. So they're spread randomly about a 20,000 by 20,000 grid. I did some optimizations. We'll go through in a little bit. It's a little bit of loading time. So old Scratch Cat will ask you to wait. And then we'll go over the code. This is based on our Reddit request. So, okay, setup's complete. So it added 100,000 items to two lists. One of the lists is I did a binary sort on to make it faster. So if you look at the layout of the pants there, we're going to move the cat. You see how some new pants showed up? Some on the ones on the right showed up. And ones on the left went away. If we move back to the left, the same pattern will show up on the left. And on the right, it'll show up again. So what we're doing here is deleting all the clones and then adding them in again. It might be faster to use the pen tool and a stamp. But that was not what was asked. It was asked to have 100,000 sprites without lag. And I don't know how much more optimization I can get here, but we can take a look. So you just use the arrow keys to move around. You don't really interact with the pants, but you could do something like collect them and make them go away. That would be another list. So here we have our two sprites. This just has an XY coordinate and a little thinking part with a small delay in there. So the cat doesn't actually move on the screen other than changing angles, but it does keep track of the an internal XY and make steps of 10. The pants, on the other hand, have quite a bit of logic in there. So initially we just set some variables. We have a sort of a search window on what to display. We set up the initial arrays, so we delete them. And then we go through a check pants, draw pants loop. So the check pants, draw pants loop is actually triggered on you moving the cat and the broadcast happening here. So on setup, we're deleting all the pants, 100,000, and this is the 20,000 XY range. The Y list is unsorted, but the X list is sorted, and I used a binary sort. Took me a little bit to try and figure that out, and went within an algorithm I found online. Essentially, it just has a window to find where to add it. If the left and right pointers overlap each other, or it's inserted found the right spot, then it stops and it inserts here. So it's looking for either a match or it's moving these high and low pointers. And then if it hasn't found one, it just picks the low one. And then broadcast setup complete, which makes the cat tell you setup's complete. So the broadcast loop here checks to see which pants to draw, deletes all the clones, so deletes all the pants, and then draws the pants, which creates clones. So for checking the pants, the first time it goes through all of them, but then it sets this small match and large match variables, and so it gives you a window of what to check. So instead of checking all 100,000, it's actually more in the order of 3,000. So we take the small match, we go back 1,000, and then we go 1,000 plus from there. So you don't have to check everything. And then it checks if it's within 100 pixels X and Y, and if it is, then it adds it to this render list. And the render list is deleted here. And there's a little bit of weight in there. So draw pants, it goes through that render list. It moves the initial sprite to the XY coordinate, creates a clone. All the clone does is set that it's cloned and shows. The logic here for draw pants checks if you are a clone. If you're not a clone, then it does this. And this delete clones just deletes it. So yeah, that's it. I'm sure you can optimize it to make it faster. I'd like to try it with a pen tool. Thanks for checking me out.